trust exercises are all about, you guessed it, trust. Trusting your partner, and most importantly, trusting yourself.
I would have asked to change partners, but I lost my job and my boyfriend, and I don't have the energy.
I work at a bookstore.
Okay, I don't care.
I meant that they're hiring new employees because Diana quit and Paul got caught with marijuana. I could get you a job interview if you wanted me to.
Okay. But it doesn't mean I'll go on a date with you.
Okay.
Vince, so nice to see you.
Yes.
And
thank you for coming. We love your show. We love what you've been doing with As We See It. And what really blows my mind is not only how powerful the show is, as it is not just starring an autistic character, but it's really all just as powerfully about a relationship between one guy and his dad, one person and her brother. You know, the relationships of people, what it's like to work. There's so many real issues. We'd love to talk about how you got involved and where the show is going, but also you're doing so much more than that. I mean, you get hired by the film industry to help teach people how to work with neurodiverse actors. And I'd love to learn more about what exactly is it that you do in Hollywood.
so thank you, Vince. I was really honored to be involved in As We See It. And Jason Katims, who's the executive producer, writer, creator of the series. The series is actually inspired by the Israeli series on the Spectrum, and Jason saw that and then developed this series. It's a labor of love for him. I've known the Katims family for many, many years, and they're big supporters of the Miracle Project, which is my own theater and film program. And Jason called me and said, I'm doing this show. Would you like to be involved? Immediately, Jason Katims calls and you go, yes, then tell me what it is. So we actually filmed the pilot in the fall of 2019. And then you know what happened in 2020. So we waited quite a while before and we were greenlit by Amazon very quickly in the beginning of 2020. So we then had to wait to shoot it. We shot it last February and March and part of April. So all throughout Los Angeles. And it was a labor of love from the beginning, from A to Z. I've been happily involved in some of the promotion of the film and of the TV series. So what do I do? That's a great question, because I do whatever a project is asked of me to do, and then I pretty much create my position as I see necessary. Everything from walking onto a soundstage, and Vince, I know you've got years of experience in the film business as well, but everything from walking onto a soundstage and noticing how dark the soundstage is as compared to the outside, and the potential for, I'm neurodivergent myself, so our neurodivergent brains to have to adjust to the dark, everything from subtle things like that to request some lighting or some fluorescent tape as we walk in, to being on set behind the camera with the director and making subtle suggestions that can be beneficial to the performance. So my work is from A to Z, whatever is necessary in that moment. On a series, I'm incredibly helpful by on a series, and there are multiple directors. So there'll be a director for episode 1, and then another director, maybe 1 and 2, and then another director for episode 3. So there's different directors, and my work with the actors provides the continuity from director to director of so they don't have to start fresh every single time. What else do? I read over scripts and make sure the language is, we're always pushing the envelope. I'm very strong about language that correctly represents the entire disability community, not only the neurodivergent community. So making sure there's no words like "that's so lame," because as we know, lame comes from a biblical verse and refers to people who have physical disabilities. So to say "that's so lame" is an offense, that I've done that on other shows. Jason's work is always so respectful that my comments on the scripts is very minimal. He and his crew of writers, he has some writers in the team who are neurodivergent themselves, or parents, and the writing is so respectful that the actors can really jump in. I'm on set for the actors to go over lines, to help them reinterpret. To the actors who are neurotypical, they can ask me questions. I'm really there for producer, director, actors, sound person, everything that's needed.
I love how you made it so relatable to everybody, to young people, to teenagers, to 20 to 30-year-olds, as well as people that are my age. I'm not saying what that is, but yeah, you made it, it's just so relatable to everybody, and it just really hit the nail on the head.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Yes, I'm so glad. Karen, that's the idea, is that these just happen to be individuals who just happen to be neurodivergent, but
Yes.
the themes are universal.
Right.
Sibling, parent, absolutely.
So amazing.
It's very
And-
emotional. We feel it right away.
Yes.
Yeah, and really anyone, any young person go in their 20s. I used to call it the terrible 20s. So it doesn't even have to be someone who's related to someone on the spectrum. I mean, obviously it hits us harder, but anyone can relate to those 20 years of 20s of who am I, what am I, bad relationships.
And it's so important for everybody to relate to our kids. I went home and I wasn't at home when I watched it, of course, but I picked up the phone and called all 6 of my kids and I said, you have to watch this. And I don't do that very often, I just, I just said, you have to watch this. It's amazing. It's so wonderful just to have something out there that everybody can relate to and identify with. I've been living in a microcosm of this whole family of course, 6 kids that, and a husband that, we had to go work through a lot of these issues ourselves because I had them within 9 years. A lot of people don't have that situation go on, but it's so valuable to be able to see all these things unfold right in front of you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. Thank
What
you.
you're teaching the world is invaluable.
Yes.
And I love what you're doing too. It's so you are almost an agent of neurodivergent actors to make sure that their needs are met. You help translate what the crew requires so that it's fully understood. And I love what you said about, like, on a TV series, the directors change and they might be new and not understand what's going on, but you can translate their request in a way that's familiar to the actors. Are you involved at all in the casting process, or are you hired after they've been cast?
So with As We See It, Cami Patton, who is a casting director, the best, she did a nationwide search for the actors for As We See It. And I was involved with As We See It by looking for actors from the Miracle Project who are in the episode 3, the drama class.
Ah,
Actors from the Miracle Project are involved there. In other shows, I also worked on a show for Netflix, Atypical.
okay.
The peer group is all actors from the Miracle Project.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
So I'm kind of the first go-to when there's a project in Hollywood.
Mm.
Because
that.
of that,
believe that.
thank you. Because of that, the Miracle Project has started a professional training program for teens, young adults, and older adults who aspire to be in the entertainment business.
Brilliant.
So we've started, yeah, and I just a shameless plug that class is on Zoom, and we have people from Canada, from New York, New Jersey, Minnesota. We have people from all over that are in that professional training program, and we've expanded. We have 2 classes now. We're going to start I get a lot of casting calls for 7, 8, 9-year-olds. So we're going to start a class for younger children, and just what's to be expected on a set.
Mhm.
That's beautiful. We have an arts platform that we're going to be showcasing people that have strengths, gifts, and talents. Of course, that's very important in the art field, and music and acting and dancing and anything that they want to showcase. So maybe there's something that we can help you with.
Oh,
as
that
far
would
as
be
getting the
terrific.
Word out.
Yes,
Very,
that
very aligned in the message of
Yes,
you don't need to be a savant to have greatness.
yes,
Everybody has greatness. You just have to be patient enough to see beyond the disability and understand that if you put them in the right spot, everybody can shine.
Yeah.
And I love that about what you're doing personally.
yes.
I love that about the Miracle Project. I love
Yes.
that about the show. I mean, and when I look at your history, I think the common denominator is everything you touch turns to gold. So congratulations there.
bless you. I feel very fortunate, and to be able to do the work that we do.
Yes.
And I love what you said about everybody we have a song called Fly, and it was created by he was a teenager at the time, Jacob Artson, and he types to communicate, and he typed, everyone has a talent and they can learn to fly. So I agree with you 100%. One of our professional level classes are individuals that are more impacted and need more support, and they've become background actors. They've had their background actors on this show on As We See It, and I've brought them to other shows, Netflix. They've been hired to be background actors.
Nice.
Which is a career, right? We're building careers.
Right.
And everyone has a talent at allowing their soul to come forth and not to be hindered by the neurology. The other thing, and the actors from As We See It, we've become dear friends as well. But one of the things is like being on set for someone who has a passion for acting in the entertainment field. That's our happy place.
Yes. 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 Yes.
It's the real world that is the challenge.
And that's beautiful. What you just said is beautiful, because one of the challenges that's always around neurodivergent people is letting them live in a happy place. And what you're doing is you're showing them a place in an industry where they can claim it as their happy place.
Yes.
And they can live financially, self-sustainably, independently, full of self-esteem in their happy place. Their happy place doesn't have to be segregated from the world. It can be a part of the world. And I love what you're doing with that. That's great.
I do too. That's
Exactly.
why our brand has always been the star, not the puzzle, the star, shining light on special needs. And it's just bringing out the gifts, the strengths, and the talents.
I love that star. Yes, for people with all disabilities, and and our image is the butterfly.
Yes.
Because we crawl like a caterpillar, into a chrysalis, And then in the right environment where you're nurtured and seen and understood for who you are,
Right.
then your butterfly can emerge.
I love that message in Autism the
beautiful.
musical as well, where when they asked you, well, what are you trying to do? What's your goal here? And it was really to make them enjoy themselves and have fun. And that it wasn't we need to make a production, which I know from years in the film industry that can drive you to a place where it's not comfortable all the time, but I love how your focus was, let's make this a happy place for the kids, for these people. And I think that it's just such a wonderful thing. What's in the future for Elaine Hall? What's in the future for As We See It, for the fans that want to see more?
Yes, fans, write into Amazon, tell them how much you love As We See It. Tell everyone to watch it. The more viewership we get, the more chance there is for a season 2.
Yes.
So it really is fan based. That's why, I love talking to you guys about this, because I know what a reach you have. Where am I going? We have 18 years of content I write original musicals, and now we've become, because of pandemic, we wrote original film. And we are bringing the content out into the world. In April, Broadway licensing is going to be licensing a play that we wrote several years ago called The Intimidation Game. And it's an anti-bullying musical that was created with, by, and for individuals with and without disabilities. Our program is fully inclusive, or I like to say it's a culture of belonging.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And you can go to our website. We'll have information about, it's called The Intimidation Game, and it's going to have the script, the sheet music, the rehearsal, music, everything, so that anyone can put on the play. That's one thing. Yeah. The other is, last year, we created an original musical film called Journey to Namu. And Namu, well, I'm not going to give it away, but we can send you a link to that. And we are going to be doing a Zoom screening. And I can get you all the information for that. It was inspired by Barry Prezant's book, Uniquely Human. And the concept, we wrote it and created it ourselves. The concept is a group of neurodiverse teens and young adults are in a social skills class where the teacher is trying to get them to be normal. And they break through with a magical mirror into a land where they are cherished for who they are. And it's the film was created all on green screen, and each person filmed themselves. So they were never in the same room together. We edited, we had a brilliant editor, Justin Anthony Long, and my co-producer and director, and he edited the entire film together, so it looks like everyone's in the same room together. I'll definitely send you guys when the announcement of when that comes out. So we're really allowing our content to reach a broader audience. We're creating an original musical, 2 music videos. We've started a non-speaking class in the Miracle Project called Express Yourself. It's one of the only non-speaking where the individuals type to communicate, and they're writing their own scripts and stories and music. So we're really broadening considerably into the non-speaking realm. And then we have all of our social skills classes for ages 5 and up. So I'm excited. I'm the artistic director now, which is wonderful. And then I'm also part of an organization called 1 in 4 Coalition. It's a group of Hollywood professionals with disabilities who are changing Hollywood. in where instead of DE, the diversity, equity, DEI, we're asking people to add the A for accessibility, and become an access coordinator where I'm, available on every set to make sure that
That's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
I'm doing a lot, and also enjoying my life.
That's great.
That is wonderful.
I wonder if Stanley Greenspan knew that he would inspire somebody to just change the world like he did with you. What you're doing is amazing. You are empowering so many people. And I love that what you're doing is showing them how to live happily in the world, not apart from it. And it's beautiful. And it also teaches everybody else in the world that everybody needs to exist with each other, and I love it. We wish the best for you, and please come back and talk to us when your other projects are going. We would love to hear more and help spread the word and increase your fan base, because what you're doing is so brilliant.
Thank you.
And very present too.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Yes.
amazing. I miss seeing you.
Oh, this is good to be with each other on
I
Zoom,
know.
right?
Yes.
And your media, the things you're creating, will always have a platform on Autism Today,
Absolutely.
should you want it. We're talking to TELUS about a channel across Canada.
Yeah.
So 1/3 of all Canadians will have access to what you produce, and then we also have our platform. So if you ever want a place to showcase even tidbits, if not the whole thing,
Wow.
we would love to work with you there.
Oh, that would be great. So we'll send you the materials for the intimidation game, and then the trailer for.
Please do.
We'll send you the trailer for Journey to Namu.
Yes,
so-
we'd love that.
That would be awesome. And maybe you guys would want to sponsor the part of the screening.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Get everybody to watch as we see it.
Yeah, and get everyone.
Everybody on the planet needs
Yeah.
to see that.
It's a must
Everybody
see for
needs
sure.
to see it.
It's a must see.
Everybody.
I love that. We'll say, everyone must see as we see it.
You ready? I know that you can do it. Let's check in on how our weekly goals are going. As a part of moving into this apartment, we all agreed on a certain set of goals.
Yes, I need to get and maintain a job. Check. And I need to make friends.
Well played, Jack.
Thank you, but I didn't play well. You played poorly. You're very old.
I'm sorry, it's the Asperger's. He doesn't mean it.
I mean it. She tanked that hand.
I want a boyfriend. It's normal to have a boyfriend. Here, look, he's so cute.
Ooh, I'd hit that.
Hi, Major. We live right above you.
I don't leave the building.
Why not?
Lots of reasons.
If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on.
Do you want your dad to be supporting you forever?
Yes.
I have cancer, Jack. I need to know you're gonna be okay.
We should have a date.
Oh,
We can't have sex on date 1 or date 2, but on date 3 we can screw, okay?
What?
Carry on, carry on.
My roommate's birthday starts in 92 minutes. I have to be there, and it's going to be terrible.
Are you trying to invite me to a party?
That's tragic.
All that fear and anxiety that you're feeling, you just gotta push right through it. Make that fear your bitch.
Here's my bitch.
Spent my entire life trying to hide the whole autism thing.
I think you are such a beautiful person that you shouldn't have to hide who you are.
That makes me want to throw up.
Love that. Wonderful.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you so
Elaine.
much.
Thank you so much for your time. It's wonderful to see you.
And keep being you. What you're doing is fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Talk to you soon.
Soon. Okay.
And
Take care.
congrats on all the work you're doing. Keep me posted on all of that.
We will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Elaine. Bye-bye.